I want to talk music as a whole for a second here. And, I know that I'm not going to get everyone in the world to agree with this, and it's fine. But the thing I feel about music is it really doesn't matter how old it is or how new it is. It doesn't matter what kind of genre it is. If you like it, it's good music, and that's what matters. I have certain things that I think are, excuse me, much better than some other things, and everyone's going to have that. You know what I mean? So just, don't ever be afraid to like something. And, I've been guilty of it myself as far as music is concerned. I've been definitely guilty of it. Like, oh my God, what are people going to think if I'm going to, put on this, Alanis Morissette acoustic recording that I just did. And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Obviously I don't listen to it all the time. I liked it when I was younger, and I definitely enjoy it, or enjoyed it, and I enjoyed playing it. And, sometimes people really enjoy hearing it. So I'm thinking to myself, a good song is a good song. Don't beat yourself up. Don't think of guilty pleasure music to be a thing. I don't believe that. You can feel that way if you want to, but like I said, music, it doesn't matter how old or new or what genre it is. If it's good, it's good, and just listen to it. But honestly, what the hell do I know? I'm just some guy with a microphone and a computer, and little knowledge about music, but I do listen to a hell of a lot of it, and I think about, some of the music that I've gotten into that I never thought I would, and I'm just like thinking about like the fact that I'm really glad that I did. I'm really glad that I didn't, miss out on it, or just listen to it, just enjoy it. Welcome, everyone, to episode 4 of Music and Beyond with your host, me. Just want to say we have Matt Ossowski, and he's a excellent guitar player and videographer, photographer, and all that stuff. And we had a very good interview. And it was a little impromptu, as we'll get into in the interview, and I had to use my phone, which is, I still think it came out pretty good. And I just want to let everybody know that I am putting these out. I've had a couple people ask me, when are they coming out? When are they coming out? And yes, I'm a little bit behind, but there's been a lot of stuff going on, and I am just trying to keep up with it. It's something that I have to do, unfortunately, after I get done doing, my work that I do, for a living, which is, playing gigs, recording, or not recording, but, practicing songs and all that kind of stuff. So as soon as, these things do take some time. And, as I said, the kind of the sort of evil wizard that is Matt Ossowski really opened up on this interview, and I really enjoyed talking to him. And I also want to say him and I are currently working on a new music video with me. And the song's called Days Like These, and it's going to be remixed a little bit, and there's going to be some little extra stuff in there. So stay on the lookout for that. I really think that this is one of the coolest things I've done so far, for sure. And I've liked all the videos I've done, so far. But this one is just, I kind of really got to do, I think, what I wanted to do, and got to get dark and mysterious, and all that stuff. Or corny, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, like I said, we had a great interview with Mr. Ossowski, And yeah, check it out. Thank you very much for checking it out. What's up out there, everybody? We just got a little impromptu podcast today, which I wasn't planning on doing. I shot the Justin Smithson podcast earlier, or we recorded it, and then I met up with Mr. Matt Ossowski.
That's me.
I was planning on having him on it anyways, but excuse me, I was planning on having him on it anyways, and we were going to get together tonight to talk about some music video type stuff, and we just decided to shoot it. I don't have my regular rig with me like I normally have. Hopefully this will be sufficient, because gotta get the interview. You know what I'm saying? So, what's up, dude?
Well, I thought it was cool that you came down here and we just hit record. It's kind of like just a big free-writing musical experience right now.
Well, normally we have the microphones and we have and don't bother looking at it; it'll just confuse you. Just don't even look at it. Normally we have the microphones and we have the rig and the soundboard and all the cords and stuff. Well, we don't have that today, but
I mean,
hopefully,
do you really need all that stuff to just get the basic gist?
Well, I mean, you know how I am. I'm a little obsessed about quality, and
I think quality is a good thing. I think a lot of people don't really put the blood, sweat, and tears into the quality of some things.
Well, yeah, I guess that you do see that sometime. And by the way, we're down to the Chateau de Ossowski at the compound. So, no, we're at his studio.
Oh, we're at the studio. Yeah,
the studio.
This is the old Pete's Music House.
Yeah,
this is where I bought my first guitar.
Right in UT.
Right from the UT, made in Utica, or whatever that means.
Represent. Well, this whole thing's made in Utica. Well, sort of, in upstate New York.
The first guitar I got was a Mexican-made Strat. It was like a Tex-Mex.
Are we just going right into that?
Black Stratocaster, right?
Is that connected to what we're saying?
Is this about music, or
it is. About the compound? It is. Well, we got to. You're not supposed to jump around more than I am.
All right.
So.
I'll wait.
No, I know. I'm just kidding with you. No, it is about music, and well, then fine. Let's start there. What was you said your first guitar was a Strat?
Yeah, it was a.
We're having coffee, by the way, and it's what time is it right now? It's like 10 o'clock at night.
Probably about 10 at night. I usually drink coffee to go to bed. I got like a black Stratocaster here from I don't know. I don't remember what happened, but there's a guitar tech that I know, Taupe, who's also a polarizing type of character, I've heard, like myself, from what I've heard.
We just talked about him today, too. That's great.
And I don't know. I really
He's
like...
a character. I love him.
I love Taupe. I go to his shop, and he swears at me, and, he breaks stuff, and...
Yeah. Says your guitar sucks.
Yeah, he says your guitar's garbage, and he pulls
But then afterwards, he loves it.
Yeah, afterwards he makes the guitar into, this amazing thing that you can play. I don't know, he put EMGs in my Strat, and he routed out the wood and put humbuckers where the single coils were. It was great. I was blown away, and ever since he did that first guitar, I can't play a guitar without bringing it to him first.
Yeah, I think that he just you got to go in. You got to say, make that good for me. Make that how you make it so it's awesome. I think that's. Well, I go in there. And
a lot of people think I'm this great guitar player, but I'm really just mediocre. It's Taupe that makes the guitar play probably the best for me.
You are. You're a really great guitar player, but funny thing about this though, even though it is about music, that's not actually what I wanted to talk to you about. Which I'm fine with talking to you about it because I know that you're a musician and a good one. But that wasn't my. I was talking. I wanted to talk. Well, we could talk about the music, but I also wanted to talk about the filming, the pictures, the photography, if you will.
Oh yeah. Oh.
But we can get to that. But what's going on? Are you doing what's going on musically right now? Or are you still with?
Musically right now, the band is kind of on a hiatus. Shambhala. We're
The band is Shambhala, yes, right?
Yeah.
Who's in that?
It's
Who was in it?
it's myself, Dave St. Ange from Brass Knuckle Intercourse, Big Ron Thompson from Brass Knuckle, and we got Jason Flemma, who was in Structural Integrity Compromised, and we have a new guy, Josh Doxtator. This is actually his first band, and he's kept up amazingly well with all the stuff that we've thrown at him. And but right now we're just on a kind of hiatus because we have some issues with finding a practice space.
As I feel like all bands do, they all have that kind of. There's always some kind of issue, and it becomes a. I don't mean to be in a negative place about bands right now, which I'm not. I mean, we all are, I guess, in some senses. We're like, fuck that. You know what I mean? Or yeah, my band, I love it. I'm so excited. We're coming out with a thing. Or it's fuck that band.
Yeah.
Which I'm not in the fuck that place. Even though we're kind of going on a hiatus ourselves, I'm not in the fuck that place right now. But are you in a fuck that place? Did I say that too many times?
Well, I don't know what you mean by fuck that, but
meaning I'm done with it. It's pissing me off. It's making my life stressful. It's making my life not what I want it to be, and you just feel like saying fuck that.
Well,
you've been in a band like that before, haven't you?
Every band that I've been in, I put everything I have into it.
I know you, and I've seen you in that. I kind of don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I'm very either I'm all the way into it, or somebody does something
that makes you want to say.
It's there's this thing where it's like all these pieces are fitting perfectly, and it's like somebody does one thing, and the house of cards just falls apart, and then it
kind of keeps going too. Like it could be, like say if something happened with the drummer. And in my experience, something happened with a drummer or something, or bass player or something, and then it's almost like it just kind of like gets into sickness, and it affects the whole band.
Right. It's like you think you're in this relationship with these people that you're like in this brotherhood or in this union of people, and it's like everything is good, and then you start to find out that it's not held together as tight as you originally thought it was, and there's different agendas. People have different time constraints, things like that, and
different jobs.
Yeah, different jobs. I mean, I always played in a band not for popularity or to make money or anything. I've never made $1 playing music, and I'm a classically trained musician. I just did it because as you can tell by listening to this podcast, I'm not the best talker in the world. I'm better at expressing myself.
It's actually not too bad, honestly. It's not too bad. It just seems to be just fine.
Okay. Well,
I actually surprisingly thought you have more to say than I thought you would, which is good.
Well, I usually am better at talking one-on-one with somebody than giving a speech to a big crowd of people. But
something about when the microphone is on that, or when it's rolling, where sometimes it seems like hard. I feel like you just got to forget about it, that it's there, and just have a conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not you in particular, but just anyone.
I mean, as a musician, it's like once the engineer in the studio hits record, it's like there's no going back. You just go balls out, and it's like on stage, it's like once. It's like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's like, bam, you got
to play.
You just play your ass off, and if you make a mistake, you just don't care. It's like it's history now. It's bad.
It happened.
It happened like
nothing you can do.
It happened millions of years ago at this point. So
even if it was 5 seconds ago, it happened, and you can't go back.
Yeah, and if you have a great performance, that's great. You forget about those. But if you have a terrible performance, you remember every single mistake.
Yep. So let's talk about. Let's see. We're gonna have to split it up because you have a couple things going on that I wanted to talk to you about. But who would you say like your influences were or are musically?
Influences for...
I hate to for this to be about the photographer thing, but that just seems to be what you're doing a lot now. So that will be where I think the main focus will be, which it doesn't really matter, honestly. But
I don't know. Musically, my influences are probably like. I remember growing up, like my two favorite guitar players were like Marty Friedman and Alex Skolnick
yeah,
from Testament, and like I just liked the way those two guys played. They were kind of like jazz players in a way, but they were playing in like thrash metal bands. And I don't know, there was just something about the speed, the dexterity of it all. Like I was totally into it. I got
when was this?
probably like in the '90s, like '94,
Young
'95.
kid.
Yeah, when I was like a little punk teenager or something. And,
You're my age, right? Pretty much my age, right about there, give or take a couple years.
Yeah, 1981.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, same time, pretty much area. So
yeah, so I was into that, but mostly I was into like classical and jazz music, and especially like movie soundtracks, which was my whole ulterior motive to go into film school.
okay, so there is a cracking open of the sort of music into the music, or the music into the movies or film
Yeah.
type thing. Well, so did you feel that right in the beginning, or did you always kind of feel that? Like, did you right away? Okay, was it like immediate where you felt both things were something that was really important to you, or was one more important than the other, or did they just kind of happen at different times? Or
I don't know. There's something about writing music that was difficult for me in the beginning, but once I kind of started to get the hang of it more, I was in this band. The first band I was in when I moved back to New York after music school was Sybil, and this guy Sybil was the guy writing all the music, and we were basically the icing on the cake for him. And then when that band broke
like a
up,
backup band kind of thing.
yeah. Well, when the band broke up, I had to learn how to write my own music, and I was like, it was super scary to me because I'm like, what if I write stuff that sucks? And so I just basically wrote what I liked, and it was most of the stuff I liked was just stuff that came into my head. Like I would watch movies and I would like hear different melodies and stuff like that, and I'd try to figure them out on the guitar, and then I'd bring it to the practice room and we'd write songs with it or something. But it was I think that was. What was the question again?
That's so funny. I was thinking the same fucking thing. Oh shit. No, I think the question was when you said that you were younger and you were realizing that you liked sort of the movie music type.
Oh yeah,
type thing. But what I was wondering is, was it the movies themselves and the music together, or was it just like?
I think that music in the movie, if you're watching a film and you hear the music, most times that's what makes things stick in your head.
It makes the emotion.
To me,
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it stick in my head. Like, unless you're watching like No Country for Old Men, which has no music in it at all.
Yeah.
But most movies that I watched growing up, like if I hear the music, I automatically start thinking about things in the film, and to me, I wanted to get into filmmaking because it was a way to tell people things that you can't say in real life.
Right.
You could tell people things in real life, but you're only going to tell one person at a time or something. And I don't know. I have a lot of issues with the world that I have to like get out.
You wanted to get some issues out there in a big way and have them more explained without running through town naked or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean I've thought about that a few times.
Twice, both times.
Both times I was scared I wasn't going to do it right. So
Some say I run weird. I don't know.
my left foot kind of turns the wrong way or something.
I just didn't want to have that pressure. It was too much. Oh shit, that's funny. So So, well, you were saying um, about how a music can tell a story in a movie well, and I totally agree with you because they've had in a way they're just jokes, like they had those videos like that movie The Shining, but they took the music out and put like happy music in it,
Oh yeah.
and it actually told a completely different story.
Yeah.
It was just like it looked like it was that happy, awesome movie.
Yeah.
Just changing the music, and it just and I think things like that are when you really because I myself. I mean, I'm not really do the photography and all that stuff, but I've never really appreciated film and TV and like good art
Yeah.
on film and TV up until the past few years.
Oh yeah.
As much as I do now. And before I used to think, TV and movies, it's just like wasting time. But you know what? There's something so beautiful about it when it's like made well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, The Shining. That's one of my favorite movies. That's probably like my second favorite movie ever. And the music.
It's a good thing I brought it up.
Yeah, like the music to that movie is huge. Like they use a little bit of this Bartok music, but mostly they use this guy Penderecki, who's a Polish composer.
Oh, so you know about all this stuff then?
Yeah, the music they used was called it was like a threnody, and it was by Penderecki, and it was basically like music made to describe the feelings of the bombings in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And so
that's what.
Imagine how horrible that was, and then he brought that horrible sound. And Stanley Kubrick picked the most horrible sounding thing to put into The Shining, just to it just shows how maniacal this guy is.
Yeah. I can totally see that, and yeah, I love that kind of stuff. I love that the sort of
and there's something
crazy
about
shit.
I always liked finding new harmony and new melodies and stuff like that, because to me it was all about color and stuff like that with the music. I had a thing where I would sense colors when I was writing, and if I didn't sense them, I wouldn't feel that the music was good enough.
Wasn't somebody said something about music is what I don't know what it I should probably just off the top of my head I should know where this came from, but I'm going to say it anyways. So something about
whatever.
Something about says something about music is what colors sound like, something like that.
Yeah, music is probably like what colors sound like, or music.
It's a quote. I stole it from someone. I don't know who it was, but I know I heard it and I know I liked it. But so don't judge.
I also know in the film studies that there are these. I don't know how legit these things are, but there's like these things that they have these color wheels, and all the different shades of different colors represent different emotions.
Yeah.
And there's certain things where if you mix two shades of colors together, you mix these two emotions together, and you get this.
What does my music have? Black? Is it just black?
No,
colors, just darkness.
Your music.
Some gray, a lot of gray shit.
No, your music is kind of yellow.
Yellow.
It's kind of like not like yellow like bananas, It's like yellow like like.
I hate fucking yellow, man.
Like a rusty cornfield kind of sunset kind of yellow thing going on.
Oh, you mean a yellow like tint, like a '70s yellow tint?
Yeah, it's like a.
If you were to put it in a picture, it would be kind of like a. I actually now just by you saying it that way, I know what you're saying.
It's like a more warmer color temperature,
It's a warm temperature. Yeah, I like that. That definitely sounds better than yellow. I hate yellow.
No, it does have color. It's not void of any color. Like it's just black or gray or white or something. But I do like this. I do like. I don't know. I tend to be very black and white, but I guess that's the split personality thing you're talking about.
Oh yeah, well,
I'm notorious for or something.
Before we started recording, I was telling him, I said, I'm glad, glad you wanted to record today because you're not in you're not in those moods you get in. And I said, everybody knows about the moods that you get. I know some people are going to know exactly what I'm talking about, too. I like it that you're laughing because you know, too. And it says, everybody like, yeah, I know what he's saying, but it's just this very, it's like this, it's kind of the Matt Ossowski split personality sort of thing where you are really warm and caring and happy and then the other one is fucking you hate everything. Everything. And you're kind of like fuck that about everything like we talked about before.
I don't know if that's a split personality problem
It's
because
just you feeling in a shitty mood.
Growing up I was probably an angry kid because I've been through some things and
well, you're an artist, so I mean I get it.
And I've learned to. It's weird. I've been reading a lot about.
I don't mean that in a negative way, right? I obviously, no. Still love you.
Everybody has a shadow, but I think that, like with me, it comes out a little more. But it's mostly, I'm either like a really nice, happy guy, or when I'm in my work mode, I just I'm like totally in the zone. And it's like if anybody gets in my way, it's I kind of get a little fierce, but I don't know. That hating everything, that's kind of an immature thing that I used to do.
It's not. It's not necessarily that you're hating everything, and you don't. And I know that you don't feel that way, but you get caught up in the moment, is what I mean. And you will pose you will put a feeling out there that feels like that. Now that may not be, it's like I said, it doesn't even feel like real when you're doing it. It just feels like I'm kind of pissed off right now, and you're never like attacking of anyone at all, but little like just little tinges, and it's not a bad thing. And I kind of like it that I know that some people are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. So there's just and it's not like a negative. It's not. I know that it actually sounds really negative, but I'm really not being. I'm not at all. It's just you feel one way one day and you feel another.
Well, it sounds like you're trying to say that I have bipolar disorder, but it's like,
it's not as bad as no, we all got something.
Bipolar disorder is really I know about that one.
It's an up and down thing.
I've been to psychologists a couple times and they told me there's nothing wrong with me. So
I don't think there's anything wrong with you either. I just it's like again, it's not even real. Like it's not even like it doesn't feel real when you're like that. But it feels like you're gonna be that way for a little bit, or at least that day.
I think that creative people, especially passionate.
Oh yeah, we got things wrong with us, man.
Passionate, creative people, when they start getting moody about
out
things,
there, man.
They start getting really into. Like I've learned how to take a step back and just be like, if ever you get mad about something, you just kind of just stop talking, and just like, I almost have like out of body experiences. It's just like. All right, look at the situation you're in now.
Yeah.
It's like, look at this character in this movie you're watching. What do you think he should do next? And it's like,
Are you saying that you as a person are playing a character, in a sense of your life in a way? I feel like we all are. We all wake up and go, this is the person that I've created. This is the person that I am, and I'm going to play this role today, or I'm not.
Well, it's kind of like that. But the only difference between you think you're a movie character in real life is that when you wake up in the morning, you can't cut to another scene. You have to basically be here for the entire day until you go back to sleep.
No, but can't you be a different character? Can't you? You are the same. You are the same human being. I know this is going to go a little bit into the weeds here, but in a way, you're the same. You're the same human being, of course. And I know you know what I mean. This is why I'm talking about it, or else I wouldn't. What I'm saying is, if you wanted to, you have a hat on backwards right now and a beard. But if you wanted to, tomorrow you could wear different clothing, shave the beard, put the hat on forward.
Right.
You could, I don't know, You could just play a different role if you wanted to. One could, not necessarily saying you or me, but a person could do that and be someone different every day if they really wanted to.
You could probably do that. I'm just like petrified of being in front of the camera, though. That's why I didn't choose to become the actor.
And it's funny too because we were talking about this movie that we had hatched, a movie idea that hatched, and I swear that you have to be in the movie. You have to be in it. I have a character that I made for you. You have to be in it. Plus we don't have a hell of a lot of money to be. It'd be way easier to get the people because you know the story, which I won't go into it any further on here because I hope to someday we complete it and then we can put it out. But I have which we'll talk about off microphone. But
a few people have told me that I should be acting in some things. They're like, you have to be. No, you're good for it. You're perfect for this. I'm like, no, I don't want to be in front of the camera.
No, I can definitely tell that you don't. That's something because I've talked about it with you, and you immediately like, well, no, we're done with that. That's over. Fuck that. Just forget about it. We're not. No, I don't even want to do it anymore. You know what I mean? As soon as you say, well, I think you should be the guy. No. It's not gonna be about me. Yeah, it'll be. But I mean, I don't know. Like we talked about before, that the story that we talked about. Like I said, I won't go into it too much. But the story literally kind of could be about you, and who could play. Loosely based on you character more than you. But maybe you can't. I don't know. I've never seen you try to act or be in front of the camera, so I don't know. But I feel like you're selling yourself a little short.
Based on the little late night excursions I've been going on lately.
Yeah.
Where do you go at night?
Hey man, where do you go at night?
I don't know. For a while there, I was going out on these
wild goose chases, and
I would just go out with the camera and go into like the worst possible places no one in their right mind should be going to at night. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to bring my camera and a tripod and just see what happens.
So you're saying, is this how the whole those pictures of like sort of broken down, establishments or buildings in areas? Is that where you're saying those kind of pictures came from you going out? Because we had talked before about some of the pictures that you've taken and some of the places that you've went, and the pictures that you've posted like on Facebook and stuff like that, or I've seen here in your computer.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of where that all came to be? Is that what drove you to start doing that? The kind of beauty and sort of ugliness in a way.
Well, the thing that I noticed was there was a whole...
Which it's not ugly. I think it's beautiful, but I get the point.
Well, I noticed that there's this big movement going on where everybody is, the city Utica, New York, everybody loves this whole Utica thing now. And I grew up here, and I've been through some pretty rough times in this city. I used to go to Holy Trinity School and walk home through West Utica, and it's like, as of recent years, things have gotten pretty bad, where it's like, I don't think any kid should be walking home at this point through that town, so that part of town. But I don't know. I like I said, like with the music thing, like creating and when I first wrote the first music that I was writing, I was scared that it would suck, and then I found out that if you just do it, you'll get better at it, and then there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. And I started getting into that with the photography. I had these ideas for images that I wanted to get, and I didn't think that they would happen, but afterwards I found out that I could do it. And now it's like that with the filmmaking thing, even though I'm still at a point right now where there's a lot that I don't think that I can do, but I'm getting there slowly. There was one day I went to go find one of the old power stations on the canal. And it's a big sprocket out in the middle of the woods. and basically, I was going out walking in the woods. There was this guy across the road on across from Oriskany Boulevard, Joey's Automotive. He does like body work or detailing and stuff like that. And he goes, look across the street, and you'll see this smokestack coming out of the woods. And so I'm looking across, and I see this smokestack coming out. And he's like, go walk over to that. You're gonna find you're gonna find huge sprockets. You're gonna find these ruins in the woods. And I'm like, well, how do you get back there? He's like, you cross the train tracks, and you got to go back by that factory. The road's all covered up right now. You're gonna go through some pretty thick brush. And I'm like, all right.
Are you this just not to cut you off, and I really do apologize, but is this your they're talking about the beginning of the whole picks?
No, this is probably in the middle somewhere, but
Okay.
this is when
I'm following you either way.
This is when I kind of started to realize what it was that I was doing, or why I was doing it. So I go out back there, and there's like West End Auto, and you go behind there, and there's a factory called Scooby. And if anybody knows about the Scooby factory, they make dog food, and you just smell dead animals out there. I thought it was dead fish when I first went out there, and I was like, holy crap, this place smells horrible. But I park the truck, and I go walking in the back there, and I get lost in the woods. And so I'm like, all right, screw this. I walk out, get back to my truck. I pull out my iPhone. I'm looking on like Google Maps or something, and I'm like, all right, I got to find this thing. I can see it right here. So I walk back in the road, and I can't find where the brush is so thick I can't find where anything is. And so I go back out, and I'm like, all right, screw it, and I left. So I went to go get lunch. And then the thing is that I can't, if I'm going to go into something, I can't do it without finishing it. And so I decided after lunch, I'm like, all right, whatever, I'm going back in. So I go back in.
You didn't want to leave it.
I didn't want to leave it hanging. The guy told me it was back there. I told him I'd get him the picture. And so I just kept walking in the woods. I was going through like this thick brush, and I don't know where I'm going. And then I kind of hear like animals around me, and I don't know if there's like bears or deer or something. And I didn't bring a gun with me that day, so I'm kind of like
not that day at least.
Well, I'm by myself. I guess I got this tripod to like beat an animal to death with.
I think you could if you needed to. That would take someone or something down if you needed
to. Probably. So
how did he go down? 3 hits with a tripod.
I go hunting with my tripod. Most people bring guns or a Bowie knife.
All I need is a tripod.
I just have the tripod. It's killed me 3 bears by this point. So
we'll see what we can do with it for the future.
So I finally get to this thing, and I see like this 100-year-old ruin of the power station along the canal, because back then all the water in the Mohawk Valley used to run downhill, and so that's how they made electricity, and that's how Utica became a city, was because all the water through the canal would turn these sprockets on these power stations, and then we'd have electricity here. And then later on they started burning coal, which created a lot of pollution and stuff like that after. But so basically I got to it, I got the pictures I needed, and I left. And I think it was that there's things in life that you're going to go into where you're just going to get lost. And you can't rely on your phone or your friends or anything. You just have to go on gut instinct and you just got to keep going. Like
you almost got to get lost to get found, or to find what you are looking for.
Right. You go to a place where you get hopelessly lost, and you can't be scared of that. And I think that's why I started going out at night with the camera so much, because I wanted to go into things that I would be scared of doing. I was like, this is nuts. What am I doing this for? But it's like, you have to do it. So yeah, it's like you have to not be afraid of getting in trouble or something, you know?
Well, it's a whole, maybe not necessarily break the law, but maybe break the rules in a way, maybe.
You're kind of breaking the rules a little bit. Like, I don't think that I was supposed to be back there, but there wasn't any signs really saying don't go back here. In fact, a couple times, the second time I came out, there was a guy who came out of the factory. He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm looking for this tower. And he's like, oh, you got to go in the woods. I was like, have you ever gone in there? He's like, no.
Nobody goes. No, nobody goes in there. Don't know nobody goes in there.
I was like, I got to get this thing. Yeah, it's like there's a that's how like movies are. You know, everybody watches movies because they want to see someone else experience what they're afraid to go through.
And feel, and just feel, maybe vicariously feel what they're feeling, or or live through the stories in a sense that they're.
Or like that old Kurt Vonnegut joke.
But you want to live it, though. You're saying you want to feel the danger.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't on purpose. Like, I'm not going to go like make enemies with people. And I'm not going to go like
I know you're not. Yeah.
Go meet like I don't know, who knows? Maybe I'll go into prisons next and meet like serial killers or something.
You interview them.
Yeah.
Have a podcast.
Because I'm sure they're they're teddy bears when you talk to them.
Yeah, they're all sweethearts. Yeah, they don't.
They're probably sweethearts, and then
they ain't tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just kill people.
I'm kidding. It's just they just kill people. It's not a it's just it's whatever. You know what I mean?
I mean, I love those movies with like serial killers.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they're not. They're
I think they're interesting people.
Yeah, they got a lot to say.
I mean, they got balls.
Yeah, they got balls.
Or eyeballs.
Yeah, depending on however many they took with them.
Up their anus.
Yeah. Did you read that story too?
Yeah.
Oh my God, about the dude with the cow. Wow, they thought it was human eyes, and he just jammed like a bunch of cow eyeballs up his ass.
Oh, I thought they were human eyes.
No, they weren't human. Were they?
I don't know.
I didn't read the whole thing. You know what I've been doing a lot lately? I've been reading, like, they have these little posts on Facebook or wherever you find them, these little things of this news, and so a lot of times I'll be like, that's not true, and I'll fucking close it right off and just be like, And then sometimes you read it, and it's just kind of, like, stupid or ridiculous, and then you'll read, like, half of it, and you're like,
Yeah.
On to the next, and I read that, and I only read half of it because they were like, oh, man found, had eyeballs hidden up his ass.
Yeah.
And he got out and they were falling out of his pants when the cop pulled him over, and they immediately thought it was human eyes, I think. And then he said that they were cow eyes because he was stealing them from where he worked, where they would slaughter cows or whatever. And
so wait a minute, did he go to prison for something?
I didn't read the whole thing. I thought you had the answer. I thought you had the answer to this.
No, all I heard was like guy sticks 30 eyeballs up on ass.
His ass. Up on ass. Yeah, not even up his own ass. Yeah, that's how we should have known that it wasn't. From a newspaper. I don't think the newspaper would say.
The guy's got to have the world record for eyeballs up
most
on ass.
eyeballs up his own ass. Yeah, you got to hide them somewhere. You couldn't just take a few in your pocket because
No.
You can't wear like cargo shorts and just you could. I feel like you could put more eyeballs in your cargo short pants than you could up your up your ass. Is that not true?
I mean,
do you have the scoop? Do you have the scoop on this?
Do I have the scoop on eyeballs in the pants?
I mean, do you have any how many? I don't know. Just would you agree that you could probably just if you want to steal because what he claimed is he would steal. What he claimed is he would steal them for his soup, right?
Is that
that's what
eyeball
he said.
soup?
Yeah, he made soup, and they said something about him. He liked the way they taste, and okay, that's fucked up, but whatever. It's better than human eyes.
So that's like that special coffee that you can get. That's like the best coffee in the world, and they like basically give it to like some kind of animal or something, and they like shit the beans back out, and then they grind them up and make coffee with it.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like this coffee. It's like
what does that have to do with the?
They give it to monkeys or something, and the monkeys shit the beans back out. So that's probably why the guy wanted to make this awesome eyeball soup, because if he blasts the eyeballs out his own ass, it makes them taste better, maybe like the monkey.
Oh, so you think
coffee.
he ate them and just swallowed them and then just?
Oh, I don't know. The
I think
stomach
he
acid
he said he was making them for soup, and he wanted to hide them. But he put them in his ass and in his, in his cheeks and all this shit. Just so everybody knows, we both actually read the story. So yeah, we didn't get the finished story. I guess it's apparent that neither of us know the full outcome. But what I read is like he wanted to have soup, and the cops thought it was human eyeballs, and.
If you want like eyeballs for soup, just don't stick them in your ass.
Yeah, if you're gonna make eyeball soup, don't put them in your own asses.
They're supposed to go in the soup bowl.
In the soup bowl. What I'm saying is what he claimed is he had to hide them because he was stealing them. So, but he had to hide them up his ass. But I figure if you're working somewhere, who's like gonna check if you're taking eyeballs home with you? I feel like.
I mean,
I think he just wanted to have eyeballs up his ass. I hate to say it.
Yeah, because there's way easier ways to steal eyeballs than shoving
way
them
easier.
up your own ass.
Yeah, just shoving your own. You're just standing in the bathroom, just you know what? I can't get busted for this.
I'll never get busted for this.
I'll never get popped for this. Well, then they said that he got out of the car and they just were falling out of his pants. And the cops were like, "Oh my God, this guy's got human eyeballs up his ass." And then he did, this whole story. And then, like I said, I didn't read any past that because I didn't think it was real. And it probably, who knows, it probably wasn't. But I feel like
this interview is going great.
All right, we're done. Yeah. No, we did get a little derailed a little bit there, but that's fine. Why were we talking about that?
I don't know. Talking about serial killers, and we went to eyeballs.
Well, yeah, the guy. Yeah. So, anyways, getting into trouble, jumping off shit, shooting film of things you shouldn't be shooting, or dangerous places that seem haunted or, destroyed or let go or.
Yeah, I think that.
Is there somebody here?
Somebody left. Somebody left the compound. We have alarms whenever people enter and exit.
Yeah, the security is very high here. Very high here. I just want everybody to know that.
This is the compound.
This is at the compound, and everybody needs to know that just to be on the safe side. That because
don't
come knocking.
You can never be
this
too
time
safe.
Of night. You can never be too safe.
There's this whole obsession with safety now. Everybody has to be safe.
So safe, yeah. We're playing it really safe on this interview too. So we didn't talk about anything that's disgusting or anything like that.
So anyway, going into places that you normally wouldn't go, or
not really supposed to, or
think you're supposed to. Yeah, I think there's like a big fear nowadays. Everybody is
scared of everything.
Yeah,
it seems. And I mean, obviously not everyone. I'm not, I just see it seems that way in the news and all that kind of stuff. So.
I think that the biggest use of creative people today is for marketing purposes. I think that the most creative genius, whatever people out there are being bought by corporations to sell stuff. And
I can see that.
I like when people are like, well, I'm going to write this song, or I'm going to play this music, or I'm going to make this movie. I know there's no money in it, but once it's done, maybe this will infect this world.
Or maybe they'll at least be proud of it. Is always.
They can be. You can be proud of what you did, or maybe it'll catch on.
In a different way that they didn't expect.
Maybe it won't catch on with like
instead of playing by the rules of what everyone else does, sort of.
Yeah, I think that
or following a genre,
and I think that there is like a thing out there where people are looking for new things. I think that bad ideas are original ideas. Even Vince Gilligan said himself when he created Breaking Bad, he thought it was a horrible idea.
I heard that I heard that it took them a long time to develop that, to develop that whole thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I hope nobody calls me out on that. But,
But thanks, Vince.
Well,
Awesome job.
well, you know what though? I think the best part about that was what it was just the film, the way it looked.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Again, I don't know about it all that much as much about it as you do, but I think why that was so good was just how he shot things. You know, he like could leave you in mystery, and like it was great.
I think there's a thing that happens when, when he was working on that show, especially when you're working on a project, creative thing with somebody, is the most important thing is to be aware of everything. If you show up and you're like, and your mind is numb, and you're like distracted, or something like that, you're not going to get anything creative done. But I think these people come in and they're super aware of what's happening, and I think that as a good cinematographer, if you're handed a script for a movie that you're set to work on, you should be reading that script like 50 times and just know the story. You should know the story better than the actors and just have it in your head. So that way, because you've read it so many times, you already know what you want everything to look like.
Well, I would agree with that. And I'd also say, but also be open to a good possibility thrown your way. That just could happen last minute if someone, you know what I mean? Like, have the thought in my head, like when I think about things like that, because I think about that myself, and just be open for be into it, know your stuff, know what you're going to do, and be into it.
I think everybody should be into it. Everybody should be doing their homework. Everybody should show up. Where not only the DP has read the script 50 times, but 50 people around him have also read the script 50 times. And this guy may be thinking they should look this way. And all these other people, because they also know the story so well, they can all throw ideas in the pot. And it's like, then when you have more minds together collaborating, the best ideas will, the cream will always rise to the top. And I think that's what happens, is that you get a lot of people involved, or especially if you're in a band. If you have a weak link, it kills you. You got to have everybody like really on top of all the parts. You got to have. I think everybody in the band should know all the lyrics. I think everybody in the band should understand what the songs are about.
It's hard to get that. That's a whole other story. Bands.
I think that's what makes a stronger band. But that's just me.
You just have everybody. You want everybody in on what's going on and like part of it, and like a common mindset to have going sort of in your group of what you're working on, right? Basically.
Yeah, and not only should they know what the songs are about, but they should know their instrument.
Right.
Back and forth. They should know. They
their
should
parts,
know how to
especially
manipulate.
their parts.
Yeah, if they know that the lyrics are about this type of thing, creatively. I mean, maybe I'm asking a lot from like musicians or something, but
depends who you're talking to.
I think that some musicians are really artists, and I like collaborating with people that are really into their craft.
Like who?
Who knows? I don't. There's not many. There's not many that I can think of right offhand, but that's why I got into the filmmaking thing.
Yeah. No, and I'm not saying that they aren't. I'm just saying that you don't see it a lot. It's I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like who like there isn't any. I'm just saying you're not seeing it a lot. I always like to try to put a lot into what I do, even if it's fucking weird or whatever. And I try. With our video that we're working on now, I mean, I think there's a lot of cool elements in it. It's weird and stuff, and but there is a central thing. But we'll get to that when it comes out. So
yeah, the weirder the better.
I like weird stuff, but that's what are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Tell you what are you gonna do, huh?
Hey, what are you gonna do? It's like
What are you gonna do? You throw tomatoes.
So what would if you had your dream job? I don't know where this came from, but I think it's a good question. If you had your dream job, what do you think? What would that be?
My dream job.
Yeah, like in this field.
I think I don't know. I think that my dream job, and I've done so many jobs. I worked in a pizza
You
place.
were awake for
I,
all those. What you're saying?
what's that?
You weren't dreaming at all. Any of that, you mean?
At any of the jobs?
Yeah, you weren't dreaming. You were just awake. It was a joke, stupid joke. Anyway, so you said your dream job.
Yeah, I've had like all these jobs that it's like pizza place, lumberyard, factory, call center, flower delivery guy, janitor, whatever. I've done all these jobs,
maker.
but I think I finally started getting into it when I started getting into the stagehand thing. But I think the best thing that I could do.
I mean, if you could do what you're doing, at what level would you want to do?
Yeah, if I'm working as a cinematographer on like
Something that you love.
on a movie with, it could be a television series, it could be a a film or something. I don't know who the famous people are now. Everybody's like, it's not as much actor driven now. It's more character driven.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would want to be doing. I would want to be the cinematographer, the guy who controls what the shots look like.
Like, I know that you talk about Vinnie Gilligan and some, a lot of that stuff is just excellent. And I know that would be something, like to be part of something like that would be really killer, like a TV show like that.
Oh yeah.
TV shows seem to be making a big, there seems to be the thing to do now. It seems like that's where a lot of people are going to doing TV shows, like on, HBO, Showtime, Stars, all that stuff. It seems like.
I think that 2 hours is not enough to fit a story into.
HBO owes me money for saying that, by the way. It's in the mail. It's in the mail.
I think nowadays people want more, and you can't fit more. You can't make a 4-hour movie now. You gotta make a TV series. You gotta make a movie that's 40 hours long.
Yeah.
For them to really.
Well, they want to live with that character. I think. I think they want to talk about it more, and they want more development of it. It's almost like you can know them.
Yeah.
As a real person, and I think that I see it. I mean, hey, I'm a huge there's some of my favorite work is a TV shows. You know what I mean?
The best part about watching TV series is when I watch a certain character and he does something that I've done, and then you're like, wow, I can't believe I did that. And now you're watching this character doing it, and you're like, now what's he gonna do about it?
Yeah. So, what, let me say, I guess I had something I was going to say. Oh, what are you working on now?
Oh, man. Working on
everything.
Well, I'm working on your video.
Yes.
My goal for the summer, I just finished a music video for someone else, and I'm working on some other video projects around the area, and I have a documentary that I'm working on about raw dairy, and I have a few film projects that I still have to.
Of course you are.
Flesh out.
Doing a documentary of raw dairy. That's great, though. That's not a negative. I know that's you're into that, and that's cool.
That's definitely territory that I'm not used to, because there's a lot of, when you're dealing with the FDA and people, some people treat food as almost like a religion nowadays, where it's like
a little crazy about it.
Yeah, some people are a little nuts, and there was like this comic strip that I found today where, like, the skeleton's eating this thing or something, and he's like, I'm going to eat this because it's gluten-free. The other skeleton's like, it's just going to fall through your ribs to the floor anyway.
What about, I've heard something about freegans. Is that what it's called?
No.
where they go and basically. I'm not trying to give you notes on your on your movie there, but what is it? They throw away. Well, they go and they take food that gets thrown away, and it's still plenty good, and they use it to feed people, and
Oh yeah.
and and that's not necessarily. I don't think that's really a health thing where they're looking at being as healthy as they can, but they're sort
Right.
of making food out of food that was thrown away that was still good, but because they have to throw it away at a certain point.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. Like to me, that's super cool. Like I mean,
I think it's cool, but
that's a whole other world as far as like I won't eat meat or I won't eat
I think it
this and
depends
that.
on what type of
cheese.
food is expired there, though. I think that if it's some kind of like processed box food or something, who knows?
Well, I think honestly, it could be anything though, right? I mean, wouldn't and I don't know. You'll have to look into it, but it's pretty cool. I don't know. I heard about it. I don't remember where I heard about it, but
I think there's a thing nowadays where people are starting to like ferment food again. They're like aging it. They're like taking food that like
seeing how
goes
long they
bad.
can make it last.
Yeah, I mean, like the Asians did it. Like they make kimchi, or they would eat like rotten fish or rotten eggs, and they would have like unstoppable immune systems because their body was able to handle all the germs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like in 12 Monkeys when Brad Pitt says, "I don't believe in germs."
Yeah, it's a great movie. So I was gonna say, anything coming out anytime soon that they can check out? Everyone can check out. That'll be coming out that you're working on.
I guess the biggest thing that'll be coming out is your video.
Well, anything else besides mine that came out? So who was the other video you said you were working on that anybody could see some of your work?
The other music video was for Rick Short,
Okay.
and that was a video that I was hired as a cinematographer for, and it came out very good. The other video
What's
was
the song?
The song is called Miss Universe.
Cool.
And it was a pretty cool production. We shot the entire video. The entire shooting process was done in less than 24 hours. So the video's done now. And
Is it up anywhere on YouTube or anything like that?
it's not up, but I'm sure he'll be putting it up soon. And there's a project I'm working on for United Way that's coming along pretty good. And I have a couple of photo projects in mind. I don't want to like spill the beans.
That's all right. You don't have to do that. Well, that's good, though. I'm glad to see a lot of stuff's going on. And thank you so much for coming on. I know this was impromptu. Thank you so much for being on it. I appreciate it, sir.
I like the impromptu.
I do, too. I think it actually made it come out. Came out well. There was a lot of good stuff in there.
I like how you just put a pencil in your hand and just start writing stuff.
That's what we do.
It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Do you care, audience?
All right. Thank you, sir. I will see you soon.
Sayonara.
All right, there you have it. Mr. Matt Ossowski. Excellent dude. Fun to talk to. Fun to work with, too. The guy's been working his ass off, honestly, as much as every time I contact him, he's always got something going on, and, that's a good thing. He does really excellent work. And be sure to check him out on, Facebook, some of the stuff he does. Pictures and video, and, you can hire him for your event. All right. Take care.